250 beds. It's about 98% complete. When you go there now, all the equipment have been fixed. The internal roofs have been done. They are left with small things about landscaping and tidying up some few knots. Me, when even they told me it's 98%, I was doubting because I think it's a hospital in itself now. This one too, the only challenge which is not directly related to that project is the power. The transformer there is not enough to support the equipment in the hospital. So now they've requested for a substation, ECG substation. We did a similar thing when we get to Afari. Afari too, when they tested the equipment, they realized that the transformer was not strong enough to support the equipment. So they requested for ECG substation, which we've constructed a very nice ECG substation for them. And that is a similar thing we are going to do for Sewia, so that we don't have frequent breakdown of the new equipment that have been installed. But this one too, I'm sure, God willing, by the year end, we should be able to commission it. Ashanti Regional Central is completed, is awaiting commissioning. What has delayed us a bit is that the access road, we need to Butterman's office. And we are sure that by the end of September, we should have the Butterman's office done. And if the president should visit the region during his tour in October, this particular project will also be will be commissioned. So you see the pictures there. The Bakwai Municipal Hospital is there. The Hafuano Municipal Hospital is there. You can see the Ashanti Regional Central. You can see the Afari Hospital, which is a military hospital. The Afari Hospital is a 500-bed capacity hospital. And that one is also about 97%. Now, maternity and children's health facility. An AIDS media person or journalist, Seth Kwame Boateng, if you all remember, did a documentary at Akufo-Addo-led Teaching Hospital, where we have newborn babies, about 6 of them in a single unit, 5 in a single unit, which was risky for the children because they could be infected by diseases if one or 2 of them had any disease, which is infectious. On hearing this, the First Lady, Her Excellency Rebecca Akufo-Addo, came to the aid of the people of Ashanti Region, specifically Akufo-Addo-led Teaching Hospital, and put up the edifice that we are seeing. That she constructed a new maternity, mother-baby unit, and pediatric intensive care unit. In all, it has about 59 beds. That is the mother-baby unit, 30. The maternity unit, initially it started with 20, but later they realized they could expand the number of beds by 5. So that came to about 25 beds. And then the ICU, that is the pediatric intensive care unit, also has 4. So in all, it's a 59-bed capacity hospital. And state-of-the-art, if you enter, you have state-of-the-art equipment in that hospital. On behalf of the people of Ashanti Region and the chiefs, I'm very grateful to the First Lady, Her Excellency Rebecca Akufo-Addo, for this gesture. And I'm also grateful to the AIDS journalist, Seth Kwame Boateng, for also doing that documentary. Maybe if he had not done that documentary, nobody would have seen that cancer that was going on at Akufo-Addo-led Teaching Hospital. So you can see the next one is the maternity and children's block at Akufo-Addo-led Teaching Hospital. You may recall that about 2-3 years ago, the president and Otumfuo went to cut the sword for the construction or reconstruction of the old maternity and children's block. But there was a need to do integrity test of the building. And after the completion of the integrity test, it failed that if you should complete that building as it was or try to do reinforcement, there was the danger that after installation of equipment which are very heavy, that building could collapse. So the whole old building, we started during Kutu Echampo's time. I don't know, I'm sure he was very much interested in health facilities. We had to bring the whole structure down and construct a new hospital. So the whole floor for the main building is completed, that the civil works is completed. Alongside, it's not coming out clearly. They've now started the outpatient structure. If you go into the building now, they are laying the cables for the gases, the wires for ECG and all those things. They are now doing those internal ones. So that is the structure you see there. That is a 503 capacity building. Then let me come to infectious diseases and containment centers projects. You know, the COVID pandemic exposed this country in terms of the adequacy of health facilities within the country. We had to rent several places, hotels, some private facilities, to keep those who were infected with COVID and had to be treated inward or in the centers. Now, on realizing this, we see that we didn't have any good infectious disease center. So the agreement was that, fine, Kumasi South, which is now the regional hospital, we should have one there because that was the treatment center we selected for the COVID during the peak of the COVID. So we are constructing one there. And because the regional hospital is now moving from Kumasi South to Sewia, we realized that then we have to put one also close to the Sewia Regional Hospital so that in case of such emergencies, then the people could be kept there or the people could be treated there. So we have these two. The Asqua one is about 90% complete, and then that of Sewia is also about 93% complete. Then we have district polyclinics projects. One is at Tumakwangoma, that is at the capital Twedie, is about 15% complete. We have Swami, which is also about 25%. Amansia West, about 20%. Sechra Plains at Drobonso, which is 20%. And Ahafuano Southeast, which is also around 20%. Then we have Agenda 11 projects. The region, we were lucky, and we had about 14 of them. Now, we have Atuma Kwaguma, which is at Trede. That was where the sword was cut by His Excellency the President. That one is about 40% now. Then Achuman Wabieja North, and that is at the capital of that district, which is Barakesi. That's about 23%. We have Obuasi, that is the Trauma and Accident Center at Didimu, and that one is about 30%. Bosome Frehon, we have one at Asiwa, which is about 20%. Amansia South is about 15%. The one which has not started yet is the one at Asokorimampo. In fact, the site that they got, the consultant went there and they said that site is not suitable. Fortunately for us, a new site has been identified within the airport enclave, and Ghana Civil Aviation has given us the authority that we can use that site. So that is where we are now going to construct the Asokorimampo Municipal Agenda 11 facility. Then we have Achuman Punia, which is also about 20%. We have Oforikro Municipal, which is about 30%. I have to pause a little and congratulate my special assistant, who used to be the municipal chief executive for Oforikro, the way we fought to get them the Agenda 11 project, which is now at Kokobin, and is at 30%. We have such a central in Suta, that is in Suta Kwamambe Poso area, which is 15. I have Fano Southwest, that is Mankransu area, but it's at Kunsu, which is 10%. I have Fano Southeast, they couldn't give the percentage, but what we witnessed was that they are now building the construction site office and they are molding blocks. That is the stage at which it is. Both Avija Kwabre South and Avija Kwabre North are all at substructure levels. Now, there's one important thing. Sometimes we politicians, we make mockery of some things, and it turns out to be serious joke. There's the Zipline Drone Center at Mpenya. You may recall that Ashanti Region had a second of this facility. And the facility is at a community called Mpenya, which is within the Mampong Municipal Assembly. This facility serves 4 regions. That is Ashanti, Ahafo, Bono East, and Eastern Region. There are 28 districts in Ashanti that are served by this facility, and then Ahafo 2, Bono East 4, and then Eastern Region 1. The total number of facilities served directly, that is health facilities where they deliver some of these medicines, are 328, and you have 274 in Ashanti, 18 in Ahafo. Bono East 31, and Eastern Region 5. Between October 2019, when it was commissioned, up to December 2029, they made deliveries of 461. In 2020, they made deliveries of 11,274. And 2021, deliveries of 21,399. And then this year, so far, they've made 11,093 deliveries to various centers. Now, the total products delivered, the figures I gave earlier are the deliveries, like they go one round and come back. Those are the deliveries. But the quantity of products that are delivered is what I'm going to give now. Between October 2019 and December 2019, they delivered products of 2,564. 2020, they delivered 78,132. 2021, 312,323. 2022, when the year has not even ended, we have more than a quarter to end. They delivered 329,133. And the picture there is the drone center at Mpenya. The next picture you see is a drone ready to set out and go and make delivery. Now, I move on to the National Ambulance Service. We are grateful to the President for supplying every district, every constituency, with an ambulance. Fortunately for us, Ashanti Region, we have 47 constituencies, so each constituency had an ambulance, making 47. And because there was an airport there, one is also stationed at the airport in situations of an emergency. And then we have another one stationed at Akufo-Addo-led, which is the teaching hospital within the region. And it's not serving only Ashanti Region, it's serving almost the whole Middle Belt. So we have another ambulance there. So we had 49 ambulances in the region. Now we also have paramedic and emergency care training school at Nkinkansu. That is where they train those people who are under the National Ambulance Service. So you can see the picture there. That is the paramedic and emergency care training school at Nkinkansu. Now we move on to COVID-19. I'll not bore you too much, but the figures are there. You can see for yourself. Fortunately, I won't say fortunately or unfortunately, we have the active cases we have now is 94, and none of them is under intensive care. We realize that cases at treatment centers, 0, those severe 0, moderate 0, mild 0, critical 0. So more or less, they have the virus, but maybe if you meet them, there's no sign to show that even they are sick. So that is the positive aspect we have. Then we have the target population, which is about 3.5 million. And those fully vaccinated, we have 1,220,936. Then those who have received at least a single dose, 1,900. 1,924,861. And then those who's received is 4,119,386. Those who's used, we have, expired. You know, some people are not going for the vaccination. I don't know. Now they think the pandemic is no more there, but it's still there. So I'm urging all those within Ashanti Region, not only Ashanti Region, the whole country. Those who have not gone for the vaccination, it's better they go for the vaccination. At least when you are attacked by the virus, it will not be devastating as if not taking the dose. So they should go and take the dose. I think these are another disease that we had was the monkeypox. 16 cases were identified in the region. Fortunately, when they checked, they tested, only one person confirmed positive, and that person has almost even. There was an influenza in schools, which also became another topic in the media. Total of 87 cases reported among 1,162 students. Some 20 of them tested positive, but there's no mortality recorded. Nobody died of it. And all the cases that were identified, everybody has recovered, and it's a positive news for all of us. I'm grateful to the workers of the Ghana Health Services. Again, the government supplied pickups to all the districts or assemblies in the region, except Secretariat Central that did not receive theirs. We will find out, we will trace and find out why they did not receive. But the remaining 42, they all had their pickups. So that is the total that was supplied to them. Now I'll move on to education. Number of schools and enrollment, that is 2021-2022. At KG, the number of schools, 2,439. And enrollment for 2021-2022 is 197,667. Then primary, number of schools, 2,516, and enrollment 540,033. JHS, number of schools, 2,061, and enrollment 279,968. Senior high schools, we have 140 senior high schools in the region, and the total enrollment is 298,651. That's enrollment for 2021-2022 academic year. We have special schools, that is 3, and the people there are 921. In all, we have 7,159 educational facilities within the region, excluding private schools. What I'm talking about are only public schools. These figures I'm quoting all exclude private schools. It's strictly public schools. And enrollment, as at now, that is from KG up to SHS, we have 1,317,240. Now, free SHS, here I'm looking at the trend. We are doing comparative analysis of enrollment from 2016 up to 2021. The total enrollment in 2016, both girls and boys, was 67,120. It moved, after the introduction of the free SHS, increased by 23.6%, almost 24%, it moved from 67 to 82,984. Then 2018, 2019, there was a significant jump. That was the second year, so people had now come to understand the free SHS policy and had realized that it was a reality, not just a mirage. So it increased by 26.8% to 105,228. 2019, 2020, I don't know whatever happened. I tried to get explanation, I still don't have it. It declined from 105,228 to 98,309. Even though I've not had any official explanation, but from my own point of view, I think, during the second year, when people appreciated the policy, those who were in the house, they all rushed to senior high school. So we didn't have many people who were in the house previously that were joining. That might have been the reason. But so far, if I tell you I have official reason to that, it's not true. But what I've just said is my own thinking. Then in 2020, 2021, we have 101,857. 101,074. And 2021, 2022, we had 109,857. You can see the significant jump from 67,000 to 109,000 plus. That is over about 64% increase. So it means that Ashanti region, looking at the numbers, 140 schools, which means that we are one of the major beneficiaries of the president's free SHS policy. And I'm always glad that he introduced this policy. Somebody like me who suffered before entering secondary school then. I passed common trans from Form 1 to Form 4 because my father was diseased. I couldn't get anybody to take me to secondary school. Even the school I passed, I couldn't go. My late uncle borrowed 40 cedis before I could attend Jachi Pram. So because I'm from Jachi and the school is in my hometown, borrowed 40 cedis before I could enter senior high school. So when I hear people joking about this, I want to weep. They don't know. They've never been affected by such a situation. If they had, they would be talking positive about the free SHS. Now, because people have been complaining about the food stuff, I won't say that the schools are getting all that they have, but at least some releases have been made, and I'll concentrate only on July and then August. Buffer stock releases, and that is on 21st July. They received maize, 1,389 bags, flour, 1,544 bags, sugar, 788 bags, sardine, 1,164 boxes, mackerel, they say 3,234 boxes, palm oil, that is 482 gallons. Is it gallons? Gallons. And then we have vegetable oil, 1,615. That particular supply, there was no margarine. On 15th August, we had 1,700 bags of maize, 1,550 bags of flour, 800 of sugar, 1,200 sardine, 3,300 mackerel, palm oil 500, and then margarine 1,000. So it means that I agree that there are some difficulties and nobody will dispute that. But in the midst of all these challenges, in the midst of all these economic difficulties, still some releases are being made. Then projects awarded between 2017 and 2022. That is the basic and SHS. KG 134, primary 266, JHS 242, and SHS 328, making a total of 970 projects. Those that have been completed, we have 41 for KG, 89 for primary, 73 for GHS, 124 for SHS. And thus, we are saying all types of projects. Some could be kitchen for KGs, some could be dormitories for SHS, some be 6-unit classroom block for a primary school, or 12-unit classroom block for a primary school, a dining hall for SHS, assembly hall for SHS. So all types, that is, we've not segregated or not giving the breakdown of the composition, but we are talking about all projects. So 327 have been completed, and then those ongoing, we have 393. Those that are stalled, we have 250 that are stalled. We now move on to STEM and TVET, or TVET and STEM. We have 3 main STEM projects. I'm even told there's a 4th one which I have not captured, which is at Jachi, still in the Bosomchin district. The Creative Art School in Kodaso, that's going to be the first of its kind in this country. The first time we are going to have a creative art senior high school in the country, and that is being constructed at Kodaso. I think they will show you the picture the aerial view of the project. Then we have Osomtwe Girls, which is also a STEM school. That one even, it made its first admission last academic year. So we have students in that school. And then we have J.A. Kufuor Senior High Technical School that also has advanced. The project is about 75% complete. Some of the facilities are complete, but others are different levels of completion. But in all, it's over 75% complete. Now, TVET, we have 19 schools, and there are various projects ongoing in those schools. The lists of the 19 are there. I don't want to take too much of your time because of time constraints. Vehicles that have been supplied to the educational sector. There's 1 Land Cruiser, 88 buses, 169 pickups, and 299 motorbikes. So in all, we are talking about 557 vehicles. That is motorbikes, pickups, buses, and a Land Cruiser. These are some of the things we supplied to the educational sector to make them mobile, so that those who are supposed also to go around and check the activities or the performance of the teachers in various schools, they could use motorbikes, especially in areas very difficult, that are very difficult, the difficult terrain. They can use the motorbikes and others, and they can use the pickups for most of the official duties at the office and whatever they have to do it, and sometimes also go on monitoring and supervision. Apart from this, there are some legacy projects. We have the airport expansion project. They projected to complete by the end of this month, but my last visit, I doubt they can do it. Maybe we'll look at somewhere in October. But whatever the situation is, this project will be completed by the end of this year. And we start receiving international flights. That is where we will talk about Kumasi International Airport, not airport by nomenclature, just changing a signboard and putting international airport there as an airport. This is rare airport that will receive international flights and that will meet international standards. The mayor is here. It's in his jurisdiction, but there's a caveat. There's another municipal chief executive. Municipal chief executive of Asokore Mampong, Honorable Kwesi Mumuni can come. He also claims that it's for him. So he calls his municipality airport municipality. Then mayor will also say that then go and change Kumasi International Airport to Asokore Mampong International Airport. So this argument, I want to take myself out of it. So then we have, this is the first time I've seen this in this country. And many people are not aware of it. We have accommodation for the judiciary. We have 4-bedroom flats for appeals court judges in Kumasi. It just shares boundary with the Regional Coordinating Council, where my office is. And this is the stage that the project has reached. The contractor has been very fast. It's just about 1 year or 1 year, 3 months. And he's ahead of the projected time of completion. You have the 20 plus outer house maybe for support staff or something. And then they have some auxiliary facilities, tennis court, swimming pools, mess or office for a place where they can relax. Yes. All of them are included in this particular project. Besides this one, which is for the appeal court judges, which are 20 different separate blocks accommodation. We have other 12 flats. There are 2 blocks of flats. Each of them has 6 for lower level staff of judiciary. That is, the picture is not here. So this is also a landmark or a legacy project that this government can leave for the people of the Ashanti region. What you are seeing is, the next one is Kejetia Central Market Phase 2 project. If we can do any proper decongestion in Kumasi, it's this project that is going to solve it. I've said it time again, I'll say it even during my last vetting. Several questions were fired at me on this. I say most of the problems we witness, the congestion we are seeing in Central Business District area in Kumasi, is the result of the construction of first phase of that project. You see, when you are doing project, you have to analyze what we want to achieve at the end of the project. KJTIA, anybody who have lived in Kumasi before, KJTIA was a lorry terminal to support Central Market. So if you want to change the functionality of that particular facility, then there should be an alternative facility to take that function. This one did not do that. If you go into the records before the commencement of the project in 2015, over 1,000 vehicles, commercial vehicles, were parking at KJTIA terminal. The new project made provision of this one is not about, only 108 maximum parking lots. You throw more than 900 vehicles outside there, where do they go to park? Without providing an alternative lorry terminal, whether temporary or permanent. That is why we see what we are seeing. So if you go to Kumasi now, any runabout has been turned into a lorry terminal. When I came in 2017, I started driving them away. And later, I reflected, because anytime I drove them away, they came back. I reflected and realized that, where do I drive them to? I have not provided an alternative parking lot for them. So you drive them, they will have to eat, so they will come back. So now what we are doing is we are only trying to manage them. The second problem, apart from the commercial vehicles, you built more than 8,000 shops. No lorry park. Even if just 5% of the 8,000 of them have vehicles, you're talking about 400 vehicles. Where do they park? And I still stand by it. The congestion we are having in Central Business District is the poor implementation of the phase one of the project. Then I'm going there to patronize the shops. I have a vehicle. Where do I park? There's not an alternative parking space. And that is what I've said, and I'll say it anywhere I stand, even at gunpoint, that project is like a beautiful box, smelled with gold, but when you open it, it's dirty. The content is dirty. So when we came, we had to sit down with the consultant and the contractor and look at how we can solve the problem with this second phase. So what we've done now is that the whole ground floor will be lorry park of the project. The whole ground floor will be lorry park. The first floor will be meant for traditional market. My grandmother will not go and sell plantain in a shop, a lockable shop. You see, when you are undertaking a project, you are doing the project to change the lifestyle of the people. But you don't do a project that is totally disjointed with the environment. So now we are going to provide more tabletops. So if you are selling pepper, instead of formally selling it on the ground on maybe a sack spread on the ground, or selling it on a table, wooden table, we are going to design concrete tables where they can sell them. And even where necessary, you ask those who sell something like fish, meat, other things that attract flies, to have a sieve on top, so that if somebody is coming to buy, you open, you serve the person, then you close, to avoid having flies scattered all over the food, and we go back and eat. So this one, we are making sure is going to solve some of the problem. Again, I will commend the mayor. When he took over, we've advised all the MMDCs that between February and March ending, all the major drains must be desilted. We need to desilt all the major drains before the onset of the rain. He did it this year. You do hear any flooding around the central business area. But if you are not done, there will have been a repeat of what happened last year. So this new one, we are doing a bigger drain around the whole market as a collector drain. I don't know whether that's how it's called. Collector drain, yes. That will collect all the rain runoffs and then take it straight into the May Susan drain so that we will avoid flooding. So this is a project that is dear to my heart. If you are not going to complete this project, you can shout at the mayor 1 million times. You can shout at the regional minister several times. To be difficult. Take a small company, I won't say a small company, a private company, like VIP. They know where their parking space at Central Market, Asafo Market area is very small. And because of that, they have a holding bay around a place called Abinchi. So always they have maximum 2 vehicles parking. The one that is loading and the one that has come to offload. Maximum 2. So when they try this one in phase 1 of the KJTR Central Market project, there should have been a holding bay. Because every station is taking, they have 54 stations, each is taking maximum of 2 vehicles. The one that is loading and the one that has come to offload. But because there was no holding bay, they have to park anywhere. VIP did it. So you will never find congestion around the VIP loading station at Asafo Market. So you come offload, you drive to the holding bay. When it's your time, they give you a call, you come and load. And that is what should have been done. But Penifosi, that's why we will do it under phase 2 and solve the problem and make sure that the congestion at the central business district area, if not removed entirely, because it's not easy to solve every problem 100%, it will be minimized to the barest minimum for people to have the freedom and comfort to move around central business district area of Kumasi. The other one is Akufo-Addo-led greenhouse. It's a delight to watch. They produce vegetables. They have their hostel there, and they do their training. There's a school attached, and they do this in-house greenhouse production. They produce tomatoes, pepper, beans, etc. And that is one of the legacy projects that this government has given to Ashanti Region. To end it all, I'll say, as much as I admit that the government has not been able to bridge the gap between the regional expectation of infrastructure development and actual delivery, I'm of the strongest conviction that the MPP government has not performed badly in terms of provision of development facilities in the Ashanti region. Even taking these 3 sectors alone as an example, you realize that the government has not done badly at all. But for the global economic crisis, which has had a devastating economic effect on the country, most of these projects will have been completed. Thus, bridging significantly the gap between actual and expected levels of development. At this point, I wish to express the appreciation of the government to the chiefs and people of Ashanti Region for the patience they've demonstrated so far. We also thank the Ministry of Information for offering us such an important platform, but I have one request to make. Subsequently, such press briefing must be done at the regional capitals of the various regions so that our media people can also participate. Additionally, I take the opportunity to express our profound appreciation to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the entire government machinery for the effort to improve the development of the Ashanti region. I'm optimistic that with God on our side, the economy of our dear country shall bounce back stronger. In that light, we shall see light. Ashanti will see light. Thank you, and may the Almighty God bless us all. Thanks.
Please subscribe to Morris TVGH.